Hey everybody, it's me Arlene, Delicious Delights, and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be talking about my favorite fragrance releases for women's designer perfumes of the year 2022. I've chosen 10 here that I think are absolutely fantastic. I will say that I haven't tried every single new release for designer fragrances. We all know that there are so many out there that just get pushed out at a rate that is very, very difficult to keep up with. But I would say that I have tried or tested most of the new releases, especially the ones from the more popular designer houses. So let's begin with the first one, number 10. I don't own a bottle, I just have a small sample here. It's from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier, and it's a flanker of Scandal, and it's the Le Parfum version. So Scandal Le Parfum, I think, is beautiful because it actually reminds me a lot of another fragrance that is my favorite women's designer fragrance of all time. So I wouldn't say it's a dupe, but it does remind me a lot of Dior Hypnotic Poison, especially in the dry down. In the opening, what I get here is a saltwater taffy kind of scent, like a chewy candy, but then as it dries down, I do get some Hypnotic Poison vibes, but it's not exactly the same, you guys. It is a lot thinner, like a watered down version. It's not as deep or as rich, but the scent is there and it is absolutely stunning. So I do like the bottles of the Scandal collection with the legs in the air. I don't own any Scandals, but I probably should because the bottle alone is worth it, I think. So that's number 10, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Scandal Le Parfum. In number 9 spot, we have another scent from the same house. It's La Belle Fleur Terrible, and it's of course a flanker of La Belle. And this one here, I blind bought, and I'm very happy that I did because I find it to be a very unique smelling vanilla perfume. First of all, I am in love with this bottle. I love the color of it, the shape of the classique bottle, and then of course we have this really nice colorful embroidered kind of patch with a bird and some flowers. I just think it's super cool. So I love just looking at the bottle itself. But the scent to me is a unique creamy vanilla scent. What I get here is a candy-like gourmand where I'm reminded of salted caramel. It has a nice tropical feeling to it and also an aquatic kind of feeling to it as well. So the strange thing about this is I don't get any of the original DNA of La Belle in here. I find it to be very different from the La Belle and the La Belle Le Parfum Intense. But the scent itself I think is gorgeous, and I think the bottle is gorgeous, and I love it. It was definitely a successful blind buy for me. In number 8 spot, we have a scent from the house of Trussardi, and this one is called Pure Jasmine. So Pure Jasmine doesn't really get the attention I think it deserves. It has some notes of pistachio, jasmine, of course, champaca, vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli. And basically what I get from this scent is a gorgeous, creamy, white, gourmand floral scent. I also get some coconut in here. It's not listed in the notes, but it smells like a coconutty, sweet, creamy floral scent. It has a little bit of a powderiness in it as well. So I am kind of reminded of powdered donuts and a creamy, I keep on saying creamy, but it is a very creamy, delicious, gourmandy floral scent. And I also get some nuttiness, especially in the dry down. I smell almonds mostly, even though that's not listed. It's listed, well, the nuttiness, the nutty note is pistachio. But for me, it's mostly almond. But I think it's gorgeous, and I think it's an underrated scent for sure, and a hidden gem. Now in number 7, we have a scent from Prada, and this one is called Infusion de Vanille, which is part of that big collection where they have many infusion fragrances. This one has some notes of vanilla, bergamot, smoke, neroli, angelica. And I also find this scent to be a very unique vanilla perfume. It isn't really as sweet as I thought it would be with the vanilla. The vanilla in here is very subtle, but I also get an incense note in here, which isn't listed. It is opening with a nice citrusy burst, but then as it dries down, we get a smoky vanilla scent with a little bit of a powderiness in here. So I think it's absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure why it's not really that popular, but it's another one I would say that is kind of an underrated scent, especially within the collection. I do really enjoy the Infusion to Iris scent as well, but this Infusion de Vanille I think is just gorgeous, fantastic scent. In number 6 spot, we have a scent from Guerlain, and it's Guerlain Shalimar Millésime Tonka. So this one here is a limited edition, and it was sitting back here for the longest time on display. I'm not in love with the original EDP of Shalimar, but I do enjoy the flankers, especially this one and also this one back here, the Soufflé de Parfum. So the Shalimar Millésime Tonka has some notes of tonka, of course. There's vanilla, iris, rose, and bitter almond. I just think this is a more wearable version of the original, where the original to me is very harsh and sharp and too much in my opinion, but this one is softer, more round, more sweet, more pleasant in my opinion. And I love the bottle here, and the color of the juice here is just stunning. So yeah, this is a fantastic release for 2022. And I'm very, very happy that I was able to find a bottle, because I know it's getting harder to find it out there. All right, let's move on to number 5. It's another scent from Guerlain, and it's from their Aqua Allegoria collection, and it's called Guerlain Aqua Allegoria Nerolia Vetiver. I don't think I've talked about this one yet on my channel, but I think it's an absolute stunning fragrance. This one has some notes of neroli, vetiver, fig, and basil. When I first tested this in the store, I was pretty much wowed by it. I was like, ooh, that's really, really nice. And then I asked my husband to try it, and he was like, ooh, that's really, really nice. I love it. And then I also asked my mom to try it, and she fell in love with it as well. And I understand why, because it is a very fresh, green, citrusy scent. The vetiver in here is in the background. It isn't very smoky or harsh or anything like that, but I get a beautiful lush greenness from this scent that is very uplifting and fresh and clean and bright. And I think it's just amazing. So Nerolia Vetiver, I will probably review this at some point in the near future, but I think it is a fantastic release for sure. And it fits in very well with the other Aqua Allegoria scents. Number 4, we have a beautiful scent from the house of Narciso Rodriguez. I just have a sample here. It's Musk Rose Noir. And this one is of course a flanker of the original Musk Noir, which I have right here, and I think is a beautiful, beautiful scent. The flanker is also one of my faves of the year. Of course, it's in this list. And this one has some notes of plum, pink pepper, musk, rose, tuberose, and vanilla. And basically, this one does remind me a lot of the original Musk Noir. The differences for me mostly is that the Musk Noir rose version smells more deep and more rich. I get a beautiful plummy suede note in here. Suede isn't listed in the notes, but there definitely is a smooth, leathery kind of feel in this scent. Also, of course, there's rose in here, and it does come off a little bit powdery, and then a really nice sweetness that I get. So it's a fantastic scent that I'm not sure if I need just yet. I think that I would first try to finish this bottle, and then after that I might go for the musk, the rose version. But yeah, both are fantastic. Now in number 3 spot, we have a scent from Lancome, and it's called Lancome La Nuit Tresor Intense. I am in love with this bottle here. It is so cute, and I love looking at it. I love the little rose here. Now this one has some notes of sour cherry, rose, almond milk, vanilla. And honestly, this one kind of does remind me of the La Nuit Tresor à la Folie version, which I don't think I've reviewed yet, but to me they're quite similar. Yeah, such a gorgeous cherry scent, a sweet and sour cherry note in here that reminds me of cherry jam. Also, it reminds me of red wine because there's a little bit of a booziness in here. And there are some nutty notes of almond, and makes me think of dessert and marzipan. It's just a really delicious cherry note that kind of makes my mouth water. Very sweet, and I love that about this scent. And it's probably my favorite cherry scent release of the year. I mean, we see a lot of cherry perfumes being released nowadays. It's a very trendy note, but I think this is probably my most favorite cherry scent that was released in 2022. Let's move on to number 2. We have a scent from Guerlain. It's Mandarin Basilic Forte. I just have a sample here and my decant of it. And this one here has some notes of mandarin, of course, and basil, of course. There's blackcurrant and vanilla and sandalwood. And this one to me reminds me a lot of the original Mandarin Basilic, which I have here, which I am in love with. It's one of my signature scents, I would say. But the Forte version absolutely lives up to its name. It is more intense, it lasts longer, it projects more. Performance is amazing with this citrus scent, whereas with the original, it doesn't really project a lot, it doesn't last super long, but the Forte version does. And so when I'm done with this bottle, which I think I'm about halfway almost, then I think I'll definitely go for the Forte version. And the bottle looks like that. It's pretty similar, but it has like a gold sticker. So yeah, this is a realistic mandarin orange scent, very juicy and rich and sweet and delicious. And I love it. So that's number 2. Number 1, my favorite release for women's designer perfumes of the year is from the house of YSL. It's a flanker of Libre, and it's the Le Parfum version. I just have a small little travel size of the Le Parfum. I actually have 2 of these. And I recently picked up the intense version, which is my favorite version of Libre, but the bottle looks the same. So yeah, these bottles are absolutely stunning in my opinion. One of my most favorite bottle designs ever. The Le Parfum version has notes of orange blossom, vanilla, ginger, saffron, lavender, honey, and tonka bean. This one to me is sweet and spicy. We definitely get the orange blossom and the lavender. I find that the biggest difference between the Le Parfum version and the intense version is that the Le Parfum version for me is sweeter. It's also softer. It's less animalic, less intense, easier to wear, and both are beautiful, but I think this is just more polite, I think. So the dry down of Le Parfum for me, I am left with a musky, warm, vanilla, spicy orange blossom scent. So I think that the Libre collection is definitely unisex. I think it would smell fantastic on men as well. But for me, it is my most favorite women's designer release of 2022 by far. So yeah, that was my list of my most favorite women's designer fragrances that were released this year. I would love to hear your opinions on these fragrances in the comments. What are your most favorite releases of the year? I would love to hear about that as well. I should also add that I have reviewed pretty much all of these scents. I can link those down in the description box if you guys want a more detailed kind of review on them. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys soon in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.